Yeah, what's poppin', my people? Welcome back to another video. Now, remember, this is gonna be way different from the podcast. If you guys want to listen to my podcast, there's gonna be a link in the description down below. And just, let me know what you guys think and all that. All right? Now let's get into the shits.
With breaking news, Dallas police officer Amber Guyger has been fired.
Yup, that's right. The cop killer is actually fired. Now, this is the thing, that she's fired because of internal affairs, had to go fire her. But listen to this clip and you'll figure out, the whole ins and outs about her firing.
Well, it looks like Chief Renee Hall did a 180. She has repeatedly said for days that she couldn't or wouldn't fire Amber Guyger and gave various reasons. But today there was a statement that went out to all police officers in email saying that Amber Guyger had in fact been fired after she was brought into internal affairs and she was fired for adverse conduct. Basically, that means anytime a Dallas police officer is arrested for a crime or does something that discredits the department, they can be fired by internal affairs. It's a completely separate investigation from a criminal investigation. So all internal affairs had to do was call her in, which they did apparently this morning, and ask her, have you been convicted of a felony in Dallas County? And if she answered yes, well then obviously they also have the arrest paperwork where she has in fact been arrested and charged in Dallas County with manslaughter. That in and of itself was enough to terminate Amber Guyger, and the recommendation goes up the chain of command. Ultimately, it's Chief Hall's decision, and she apparently decided to reverse her past statements that she couldn't or wouldn't fire Amber Guyger, and in fact terminated her this morning after a quick internal affairs hearing.
Now, because of that, the thing is that they're not saying if she's still getting paid. Because I know when cops get fired, certain times they get privileges that they still get paid or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she's still getting paid or not, but we don't know. But it's funny how they kind of like left that out. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the thing. They kept on, in that news clip, they kept on saying that the police chief, kept on saying that she wasn't going to do anything. She can't fire her. Now, this is what the police chief said, and listen to how she checks that reporter. She basically checks him and like, no, I didn't say that. You said that. Check this out.
Effective immediately, Amber Guyger is no longer with the Dallas Police Department. That decision and hearing was held this morning at approximately 10 a.m.
Chief, you said last week you couldn't fire her because it would interfere with the investigation.
No, you said that. My statement was always that Amber Guyger was afforded certain laws by the federal government, which is Garrity, as well as civil service laws. And although those laws protect her from incriminating herself, those same statements, if they were to get in the hands of the individuals that are conducting an investigation, could impact the outcome of the investigation. As a police chief, my job is to ensure the integrity, the highest level of integrity in this criminal investigation, and that is what I did, and I waited until the critical portion of this investigation was complete. The investigation is ongoing, but the critical portion where it could be compromised is no longer an issue.
So shouts out to her, you know what I'm saying? They like to put little, they like to put their own, their words in your mouth when in reality you never said anything, you know what I'm saying? But shouts out to her. But yeah, that's what happened, you know what I'm saying? She got fired. She, by internal affairs, off of some, because you're disgracing the department, not because she did what she did, not because the investigation showed that her testimony was, what was bullshit. No, it's because you disgraced the department. You know what I'm saying? So that off the bat, that's automatically, that's some shit right there. You automatically see that, all right, they're kind of caping for her or whatever the case is. But check this out. Botham John's family, they're suing Amber Guyger and also the city of Dallas. So check this out.
Botham John plans to sue the city of Dallas as well as the former Dallas cop Amber Guyger, who fatally shot him in his apartment earlier this month. Now, Lee Merritt, who is the family's attorney, they have made it clear that they are suing both of them because they say in this federal lawsuit, Guyger was still operating as a Dallas police officer because she was wearing her uniform and used her revolver as well. Now, the lawsuit has not been filed as of yet, but they certainly plan to do so. And I want to go to Lee Merritt right now. So, Lee, with this particular lawsuit that you plan to file on behalf of the family, again, explain why you're filing against Guyger personally as well as the city of Dallas.
Well, the truth is, when Guyger entered Botham's apartment, she was operating under the color of state authority. It doesn't matter when she clocked in or when she clocked out. What it all comes down to is whether or not a reasonable person would have perceived her as operating as a police officer. And part of our theory is that she likely gained entry into Mr. Botham's apartment because she was donned in a police uniform, she was wearing a badge, and she was carrying a service weapon.
And also, after the shooting took place, she was still being treated as if she was in the line of duty, correct?
That's exactly right. So she's gotten all the benefits of a police officer involved shooting, all of the time to reflect before she was interrogated and arrested. She's benefited tremendously from her position as a police officer. Well, the city should also be held accountable for its role in retaining that officer, in poorly training that officer, and in its role in facilitating a culture, quite frankly, in terms of their policies and procedures, where it's all right to shoot an unarmed black man. And we know that that's happened in the city of Dallas repeatedly, and that there's been no significant policy changes in order to prevent that. And so the city's going to have to be held accountable as well.
That's insane. Well, you know what? They got to do what they got to do. Get your money. But it is what it is. Listen, if you guys enjoyed what I do, if you guys like to hear more of me, remember subscribe. Also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at the same name, radical_Latino_, and just let me know what you guys think. All right, peace.